We're also planting a tree today. We'll be planting this southern magnolia. Customer lost a pine tree a couple of years ago and wanted to get some shade for this basketball court here where he plays basketball with his son. You see Umberto up there today. He's taking out some dead wood from this water oak. Anyway, we'll be planting this magnolia tree, just a couple of things about tree planting that a lot of times people really don't do right, and it can cause some major problems in the future. If you don't plant the tree right, it's never going to grow right. The most common mistake when people plant a tree is they plant it too deep. If you can see here on this water oak, this is a great example. You see that root buttress and the flare, how the roots flare out at the bottom? Well, a lot of times people take a containerized tree and they bury that root flare. Now on this tree, nursery pot here, the root flare is right here, right at the level of where the dirt is. Well, if people put this tree in right at the level of the ground, well, it's going to be too deep. It's going to be a couple of inches too deep, especially as the tree settles over time. So what you want to do when you plant a tree is you want to dig the hole very wide. You want to dig the hole maybe 1.5 times the width of the actual root ball so that you can backfill that space back in with nice, soft, fluffy, friable soil. If you've seen my soil conditioning video, you know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna fill that back in with some good landscapers mix planting soil, and not plant the tree too deep. You almost can't plant the tree too shallow. You can cause a problem with desiccation with the root ball drying out. If it's really tall and you don't cover the root ball with any kind of mulch or anything, it could dry out if the customer's not watering the tree too much. But typically the most common problem when you plant a tree is it's too deep, and what happens is those roots are way far below the surface of the soil, and trees need to have oxygen to their root systems because they make sugar in their leaves. You remember photosynthesis from your high school class. They make sugar in the leaves, but these leaves fall off, so that sugar is stored down in the root system, and then in the spring when the tree is ready to leaf out, that energy comes back up through the root system and into the leaves and into the buds, and that's how we get the leaves to come out. If the root system can't get oxygen, that sugar that has been stored in the leaves, stored in the roots, can't be respirated. It can't be burned. The cell has to have oxygen in it in order to take that glucose and break it down and create the energy. So too much soil on a tree's root system is a very common problem in the urban setting, either because we fill over tree roots or because we plant trees too deep. So we're going to show you what this tree looks like when we're finished. We're going to plant it. All right, here we got the hole dug now for the magnolia tree that we're planting. And like I wanted to show you guys, this hole is like 1.5 times the width of the actual pot that we're using. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow the new roots of the tree to not have to try to grow through this compacted native soil here. We're going to backfill it with this nice fluffy soil that we've broken up, as well as some good planters mix, from a bag from the landscape supply. So that's the most important thing about planting a tree. We're finished up with the tree planting now. We're watering it in, as you can tell. A lot of times you can't really tell the difference between a well-planted tree and a poorly planted tree, but this is a very well-planted tree. Actually, really nice specimen tree. A southern magnolia that we're planting here. Just watering it in now. What we've done is we've backfilled around the hole that we dug with some of this landscaper fried planting mix. Just any kind of enriched topsoil will work. And then put a hardwood bark mulch over the top of it to retain moisture. As you can see, we did not pile a bunch of mulch up on the actual root flare itself. We made sure there's only, maybe 1/2 inch, say, of mulch actually on top of the tree's root ball, and then we created this small pile of mulch, but none of it is piled up over the tree, so that we're not going to suffocate the tree later on. So that's basically it. Thanks for watching our tree planting video. Call the Urban Foresters if you guys need a tree planted. Our phone number is 832-731-6531. Hey, you guys say hi to the internet. Hello, YouTube.